Thank you for having me. Thank you. Yeah, we cannot say that this is the date or that's the date, but yeah, end of July and August is the planned date. But it depends on how the rain in Ethiopian highland, will happen. So it depends on the season. So July and August is the possible dates to make the second. Of course, we call it second filling, the first stage of filling, but second filling as part of the construction of the dam. We are happy and always we are ready and welcoming, and we have been negotiating openly the last couple of years to make a deal, and still we are happy to make a deal and to fear still. But based on DOP, we have signed in 2015, so we have even agreed for the second filling that will happen in this time. Therefore, we made sure that this will not, make or cause significant harm in Sudan and Egypt. Therefore, they also understand this, and we are open, transparent, sharing all the information. And even Egypt and Sudan, they have made recently their confirmation that the second filling will not cause significant harm on them. Still we believe that the African platform, the African initiative led by the African Union, it is still there is a possibility to continue and reach a deal. We don't believe that it failed. Who is responsible is that simply you can see in the last 10 months or 12 months who disrupted the African Union-led trilateral and tripartite negotiation. Ethiopia is always open. And you can see that in the past, nine meetings and negotiations disrupted, not because of Ethiopia. Ethiopia is open. Ethiopia compromises a lot to accommodate the interest and the wish and even the demands of the lower riparian countries. Ethiopia is always open and always willing to strike this deal with good faith, and Ethiopia is not responsible for this. And Ethiopia still believes that Kinshasa's initiative is not, the African Union initiative is not failed, and still we believe that we can reach a deal still, even with these all issues around the media here and there. No, we cannot say that because simply if you see in the last African Union-led initiatives and trilateral negotiations disrupted 9 times. It is clearly, and we can see and monitor the media who and how it happens. For example, 7 times it is disrupted because of some of the procedural questions and the issues that raised by Sudan, and also sometimes jointly by the Sudan and Egypt. Ethiopia is always willing and cooperative to continue with African platform, because we have already agreed in around 90% of the issues with African platform. Therefore, still we believe that Africa-led initiative is a solution for us to reach the fair deal in this filling and operation of the dam. We don't accept this categorization of that Ethiopia rejected, but Ethiopia, we have been, dealing and negotiating with African platform, and we believe that we can agree with this platform, and the European Union and the United States of America and others are there as observers. And still we believe that, at least, this African Union, because African Union is not only the Commission, but it's the Bureau of Heads of States of African States. Therefore, it is leading and it is really, fruitful in many ways. Therefore, we don't see any reason to really declare this initiative as a failure. Therefore, we still believe that African Union and the heads of African states, I think, should lead this negotiation and this process. Even if others want us to come, we agree with their as observers. Plus, we also want them to come and support us, help us in specific issues in the negotiation, if they want to help. And I think we are agree on that. But we don't see any possibility that the four different bodies lead the mediation, because before we agree on how that modality should continue, because we still believe that African Union led process is still alive for us, and still it is important, and still we can reach the deal with the African Union. Therefore, it's not rejecting, rather we believe in Africa, and that's what we are saying repeatedly and clearly many times. Yeah, I cannot speak on behalf of Egypt or Sudan why they go to the Security Council, but rather I speak on behalf of Ethiopia, that we still believe that this African Union mechanism and platform is very important for us to reach into an agreement, and that's why we insisted on Africa. So still we say that, and our government made it clear that even if no other than ministerial level meeting is needed, it is the head of bureaus of African states and government that should convene and see and evaluate the process and the progress of this, than declaring it is failure on the media. Therefore, still we believe and stick on African Union, because we have a continental organization which has the membership of all 54 plus countries. Therefore, I think we believe that, and that is clear. And I cannot say why Egypt and Sudan would try to refer the case to the Security Council. we sent the letter to explain the whole process, since we know we got access to the letters which is sent by the Sudan and Egypt. So we have to explain our position. We have to explain how the African Union initiatives, disrupted several times, 9 times in the last, 10 months' time, and we have to express Ethiopia's point and position that Ethiopia is committed, transparent, and is still willing to continue with the African platform. That is how we have to explain our position. That's why we send the letter to the Security Council. The panel of experts and scientists, they have made a lot of studies in Ethiopia and elsewhere, and then even we have agreed, and also if you see recent interviews by the Sudanese and Egyptian ministers, they agree and affirm that the second filling will not cause significant harm. And we are committed that to make sure that this second filling, because second filling is a part of construction, because when you construct the dam, you have to fill the dam, and the pool also grows depend on the construction of the dam. Therefore, we know, and of course they know, Egypt and Sudan. If you see the interview by the Minister of Irrigation of Sudan and Egypt, and even Foreign Minister of Egypt, they all say that there will be no significant harm on them, the second filling. So when the issue of drought raises, because we are still concerned and we really understand their concern as well, therefore whenever there is the drought, so we are ready to cooperate. Even we invited both Sudan and Egypt to send their experts to monitor and to even encode the data, and as a focal point to come to our dam and to see, which they rejected. Therefore, this shows that Ethiopia's willingness is still, even if we are building the dam in our land, with everything, but still we are open and we are willing. We never say no, and that's why we don't see any reason why Ethiopia to be blamed on this all matters. Therefore, we are always open and transparent, in all aspects, and we will continue doing so. And we have a responsibility to make sure, that our brothers and sisters in Egypt and Sudan will not be affected, will not be significantly affected by this dam. That's what, because we are not talking and discussing about the sharing of water at this point. The issue is right now is about whether this dam will cause significant harm in Sudan or in Egypt or not. That's what we are really trying to prove, and everybody has the data in every way. So it's about the drought, drought to be measured and evaluated on how the rain and everything comes in Ethiopian highland. That to be measured, and we are open to discuss whenever there is such things happens, and we are ready to cooperate and work with both Sudan and Egypt. No, if you talk about that, that is about the relation. We believe that we're always extending our arms, our hands open for more cooperation, to even conduct mutual and beneficiary cooperative development projects. Therefore, we are ready in any way. So I think this is about trust. So we need to build trust with both Egypt and Sudan, and we have been working, and I'm here trying to do my level best as ambassador to Egypt, and also in Sudan, my colleague. Therefore, I think if you talk about beyond the feeling or how we can continue, we are ready. We are open, and we have very old historic ties, more than 1,500 years of relation with Egypt, and we want to continue that. And with Sudan also, we have a lot of very common and very important parts, aspects of the relations. So we have to harness and we have to work very closely to develop and to make confidence building measures and develop trust among these parent countries, because Ethiopia will not do anything else. This is, everybody knows that the dam is to generate electricity. Therefore, it generates electricity, and Ethiopia is one of the countries responsible and one of the responsible players in the international system, and it will not violate the international system and international norms. Therefore, I don't know why that is really an issue, that, the fear that if Ethiopia make the second feeling, nothing will happen. We will continue our cooperation with both Egypt and Sudan, and we'll continue extending and opening our arms to more cooperation with Sudan and Egypt. We are ready. We have agreed in 2015. We have agreed. Still, we are ready to agree. But the agreement is, Ethiopia is not the only, party to be blamed for this. You can see how the African Union-led process is disrupted. Ethiopia is not responsible for any. A lot of demands raised by Ethiopia, Egypt and Sudan, and we accommodated most of the requests. Therefore, that shows that Ethiopia is ready, but making the deal is not only depend on Ethiopia's willingness to do it, unless it is reciprocated by other parties. No, we are not competing with anyone, by the way. 65% of Ethiopians, close to 17 million, have no access to the electricity. They are living in the dark. Most of our industrial parks are operating under 30 to 40% because of lack of power. Therefore, having electricity and power is very important. We can say even existential for us. We can create more jobs because our uses, you can see bulge of use in Ethiopia. We can create more jobs, and we can provide electricity for millions of households. And this is really a very important thing. And we are not competing with anyone. We are not competing with Egypt, or we are not competing with Sudan. Simply, we are competing with our past to win and to overcome our poverty and our problem. Therefore, I think others should understand this. So therefore, it's about really Ethiopia's endeavor to help its own people. So we are not competing with anyone, and we are happy in any way to cooperate in all aspects, and we are happy to compete. Therefore, I think it's not Ethiopia's issue. So imagine, this dam is built by Ethiopians, every Ethiopians. I myself, for last 10 years, I have contributed from my salary, my income to this dam, and every Ethiopian contributed to this dam. And so every Ethiopian had a share, and every Ethiopian supporting and contributing and awaiting for the realization of this important project in Ethiopia. Therefore, it should not be considered as a competition for something else.